Yeah, David Dread of Steel Pulse, and I'm saying hail to Lion Voice because it's time that the lion have its voice, have its own story. Says I'm stepping out here. Hear me now. Yeah, the lion's voice. Raw.
Serious things, family. Iran sent a portion to cruise missile out this strong. Iran has been on the sideline watching. America has been implicating them with the Houthis in Yemen. You've been implicating them as the ones who have been funding Hamas, implicating them as the ones who have been funding Hezbollah, who have been the three active um, ones on the battlefield. But Iran now the vocative, sent off some missile. Iraq was struck, Syria was struck, and Pakistan, which no one expected that in the Gideon. Pakistan was struck. So Iran entered the chat, as the youth them would say. Serious thing. Big up Lion Pride, big up the Lion Pride on Patreon, the Lion Pride and the Lion Pride on Patreon. The idea have taken an action, meaning you have pressed subscribe, meaning you have invested into a Rastafari platform. So you're taking action. But how many of us are out there that are just watching things unfold? We go to our job, we come home, we burn a spliff, we listen to some music, we go stage show. We're just in a loop of survival. We're not part of any organization. We're not giving our talent to build a nation or to build that alternative that we want to see. How many who say Rastafari are out there like that? We have to talk about them right now because the Gideon is in full swing and we need strength. So I'm hoping to wake up ones and ones, because some of us are true Rastafari, but we've just been in a pattern. And
well, Lion Voice, tell them that's the people first choice. Lion Voice, make the lioness them feel nice. Lion Voice, with the lion cubs we sacrifice. Lion Voice, got to show the people them the life. Lion Voice. Yeah, I'm a Gideon. Cataclysmic forces, good over evil. Yeah, for the ghetto youth, worldwide. I see the youths nowadays, they growing up. Wanna know the truth, they wanna know what's up. They got no fear now, they'll call you bluff. They asking questions cause they had enough. Why? Some gone stray cause times is tough. Some walk with the machine, ready to bust. I'ma give you when things get dangerous. No, in the ghetto things get dangerous. On the battlefield things get dangerous. Them carry RPG, M16. Got a problem to wipe out your whole team. For American dream, them get scandalous. Them put us into the ghetto, try abandon us. Cause we the remnant of the first sons of Kush. Warrior tribes, we not the ones that push. Just look into them history, see we rebellious. That's cause them systems so unjust. Take the shackles and chains, change them to handcuffs. Release your physical frame, them want your brain. Them a vampire looking for blood to drain. Haile, Selassie come and break every chain. Bob Marley, tell them, now we tell them again, yo. We tell them this ain't a game, but this a Armageddon, you got to mentally train. Yeah, I tell them this ain't a game, or this is heaven on earth, or go burn in the flames. Yeah, I tell them this ain't a game, I say I gotta play your hate, cause some things gotta change. I tell them this ain't a game, but this a time for African people to rise. I tell them, earthquake, hurricane, tornado, the wind blows and bring the rains. I got the whole west coast in flames, melt the Arctic poles and flood the seas. Hurricane force winds blow down the trees. Whole earth feel the pain when the bombs release. Read your psalms, release David prophecies. Marcus Garvey said look to the east. Rastafari is the prince of peace, and Haile Selassie I come conquer the beast, yo.
greetings in that divine name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I. Glory and honor in the name of His chosen Queen, Empress Waziri Menen. My name is Kwasi Bansu, aka the Dejazmatch Kwasi, aka Ras Kwasi, aka the Reading Ras, aka the Panafrican Happy Man. I'm a creative industry attorney. I'm an author. I'm an artist. I'm an actionist. And right now, I am the host of the Lion Voice. Welcome to the Lion Voice Network. And welcome to the Lion Voice, where we are cultivating Rastafari man to lead prosperous Rastafari future. One of our programs on the Lion Voice Network. If this is your first time, welcome. We've been growing the subscribers slowly but surely. We're covering from getting dropped off of the algorithm. You may have noticed the views on the videos are not as high as before we went to St. Croix. We are fighting our way forward on the algorithm. So do us a strength and like, comment, share. Let the algorithm know that the Lion Pride still about. Anytime you leave a comment, that helps boost up the algorithm, meaning it shows it to more people so that more people can join in this movement. We are today having a serious discussion about world affairs. I've been watching the news. I know most of I and I have been watching the news because that is one thing that Rastafari we always aware of, geopolitics. And today's topic we're going to talk about World War III. We've mentioned it on this channel. Iman's position is that it has already begun. We're watching the unfolding, and there's been some significant escalation this strong that we have just passed. So I just want to do a check-in with the family because we have to know what time it is. We can't operate in a vacuum, just like how COVID came upon the scene upon us suddenly. There are things that are going to rise. I said 2024 is going to be a judgment year. So I want to just check in. So today we're going to talk about World War III and the passive part-time Rasta them. Because one of the things that we have to understand is that while things are unfolding, there are a lot of people who are part-time Rastafari. They have Rastafari as a hobby. They're not really invested, or they just might say Rastafari, but they're sleepwalking, meaning they're not doing anything, taking any action toward preparing themselves to the Armageddon. They're in their day-to-day survival mode. These are the people we're going to address today, the part-time and the passive Rastafari. And I want to big up Habesha, the Kazi Institute in Ghana. If you can see, what has been going on. We just not too long ago inaugurated a lab, in the chief's name. So we have a science lab at Kazi. So again, what we're doing here is that we are building. And you can see here this exclusive footage from October 2023 at the Habesha Dodome Festival in the Volta, our annual celebration to celebrate Habesha's Earthstrong. This is the royal family came out to see the new lab. You can see the lab in the forward named after the chief. And we want to say big up to the Habesha family. We're getting ready to celebrate 22nd Earthstrong, February 3rd. You saw the flyer at the beginning. So big up the Habesha family. Big up Lion Pride, big up the Lion Pride on Patreon, the Lion Pride and the Lion Pride on Patreon. The idea have taken an action, meaning you have pressed subscribe, meaning you have invested into a Rastafari platform. So you're taking action. But how many of us are out there that are just watching things unfold? We go to our job, we come home, we burn a spliff, we listen to some music, we go on stage show. We're just in a loop of survival. We're not part of any organization. We're not giving our talent to build a nation or to build that alternative that we want to see. How many who say Rastafari are out there like that? We have to talk about them right now because the Gideon is in full swing and we need strength. So I'm hoping to wake up ones and ones because some of us are true Rastafari, but we've just been in a pattern. And big up all of the ones who have sent time messages, because a portion of ones, have been linking out to say we're coming in the Patreon, don't worry, we hear the IRAS, we see the works, over 500 videos, we're joining the eye, we're going to strengthen the platform because we love the message, the building of Zion. So, this is inspired I because there are so many more that we could be connecting with. But let's talk about the World War III. Serious things, family. Iran sent a Porshanta cruise missile out this strong. Iran has been on the sideline watching. America has been implicating them with the Houthis in Yemen. You've been implicating them as the ones who have been funding Hamas, implicating them as the ones who have been funding Hezbollah, who have been the three active ones on the battlefield. But Iran now the vocative, sent off some missile. Iraq was struck, Syria was struck, and Pakistan, which no one expected that in the Gideon. Pakistan was struck. So Iran entered the chat, as the youth them would say. Serious thing. Because the Straits of Hormuz is what Iran controls, which woolly for the world energy supply travel through that Straits of Hormuz. A lot of it comes through the Red Sea. So in the West, what does this mean? This means we can expect the price of gas, the price of goods, commodities to start to escalate this year. As the insurance companies raise the insurance rates on the shipping ships. This is how it works, family. You have companies that insure the ships them, pass on those costs to the wholesalers, which everything is passed on to the consumer. So all of this war that we see in the Middle East is going to impact the price of goods in the West. We also have Pakistan. You know, you fire shot, me answer back. Pakistan lick off a missile into Iran. And I'm going to talk about my thoughts on this. Looks dangerous. Apparently, they have reestablished communication and everything quash. To be honest, that looked like it was a pre-planned thing with Pakistan and Iran came together because they were actually striking separatists within their territory. So it's like Pakistan say, you lick the man right here, so me lick your problem there. So, and we make it look like, you know, it's a destabilization and we just get rid of some problem what we have because most likely these separatists are being funded by the West. We have to look at the chessboard. This is Rastafari thing. We're not going with the mainstream narrative. We have to look into everything and see how it's happening. And what is really happening is that the rest of the world is really coming together against the Western colonial imperialists. And it's an epic, as they say, battle of civilization. People don't want to take talk from these Europeans anymore, you know, and we put America in the classification of European because it's a European run country. So they are, you know, doing all kind of things to free themselves, and there has been some coordination. Remember, Iran and Saudi Arabia are now reasoning, Turkey reasoning, all of these countries, everybody's now firing off missiles. When we talk about missile, we are talking about $1 million plus people that are being fired, and these are precision guided missiles come through your window and murder you in your bed. That's all these missiles that these men are firing right now. Drones come outside of your house and shot you. This is what's going on on Earth right now, family. And while this is happening, we have our family that is not moving with any sense of urgency. We have our family that is actively trying to separate from each other. We have our family that is still in the susu, you know, petty differences. We have our family that, again, surviving but not invested in our liberation, in our future. No one is coming to save us. I say this. I made a video about it. Nobody is coming to save us as Rastafari people. So if we're not investing in our own liberation, then we're joking around. And there's a lot of us who look like us, but they're not invested. They're not a part of any organization. If you're a Rastafari right now and you're not a part of an organization, how do you justify that according to the teaching of His Imperial Majesty? This is the question I have, you know. And I want us to be serious and ask these questions. The war in Gaza continues unabated. We have Benjamin Netanyahu come out publicly and say there's no two-state solution, meaning this is not going to stop. You have Israel coming out saying this is going to last all through 2024. We're not stopping. This means that the escalation is going to continue. I have said repeatedly on this channel, we have to look at this through a spiritual lens. That's how you know the moves before they come out in the press. This is how our elders knew to predict so many things that we see right now. Remember that the prize, Israel is saying to the river, to the sea. So with that comes the rebuilding of the third temple of Solomon, meaning that the last mosque will be destroyed. What they are doing right now is the preparation. They are preparing the battle, so they know that when that is done, they may make it look accidental. They know that when that is done, it's going to enrage the entire Muslim world. They are creating their defensive perimeter. Get rid of the Palestinians, get rid of the West Bank, set up southern Lebanon, clear this so. They must set up them perimeter. They're trying to redraw the map. These people are getting old. Bibi Netanyahu, his generation, they were all alive when His Majesty was on the throne, and they all fought His Majesty. They did not listen when His Majesty told the nations to come together. So they are all going toward their own judgment. They are all pushing the war. They want this war. To them, that the Messiah, their Messiah will not come forward until this war is waged. So what we are seeing is just the early stages of this wider conflagration, and this is why to the family we're saying we have to get serious, you know. And big up to the Lion Pride on Patreon, because and everyone who has signed up via email. We need to build our email list as creatives, because YouTube and these other public utilities may collapse. You know, we may just have basic internet, email these things to communicate. You know, these things carrying large video, we may not have these capacity all the while. So give thanks if we can communicate. And we also may get kicked off of these platforms for speaking the truth and standing up for righteousness. So we have to connect. It's all about building community, and that's really, you don't have to support the Lion Voice Network. You don't have to support the Dejazmatch KWASI. You may not even like I chat foolishness. That's fine. Support someone, find someone, tap in somewhere, because it's a greater ecosystem. As long as we're connected, then we can move in strength and power. So just make sure that you're connected somewhere. You're vested with your dollar. You're supporting. We have so many organizations out there that need strength, and we have so many brethren and sisters just getting up, going to work, come home in the loop, might go a stage show, might do this, might buy a beer, might do this, that. You're wasting your money. And as that is done, the time is gliding on. We don't have a Rastafari health center. The Rastafari farm ecosystem is not set up so we can feed ourselves. Certain basic autonomous things that we need to be doing to prepare, like ants in the summertime when they know it's winter time will come. There are certain things right now, family, that we need to be collectively doing to prepare for the onslaught. Because those who are not connected, those who are not prepared, will have to take whatever mark of the beast, whatever government assistance is being provided, because you're going to want to eat, you're going to want to drink water, and whoever provides that is going to set the terms by which you access those resources, unless you have pre-planned. Most of this planning cannot be done on an individual level to be effective or to be sustainable. This is the mission. This is what we've been entrusted with as our generation of adults. So we overstand the skepticism of many as it regards to coming together. And so much things have happened, but we can't afford to listen to these voices, because the time is so dreadful right now, family. And what is coming is so dreadful that we really have to be prepared. We have to build the alternative. We see Babylon falling, but if we don't build the alternative to Babylon, we fall with her. Come out of her, my people, lest ye be partakers in her sins and share in her plagues. This is Revelation 18. Serious time right now. We have an escalation of the fighting in southern Lebanon. We have fighting continuing in the Ukraine, Soviet Union. We have fighting, war perpetually going on in the Congo, in Sudan. We have war in Cameroon, still a going. We have insurgency in Nigeria, Boko Haram, all of these ones. We have Central Africa Republic. We have a lot of conflict still waging on the continent. So don't let anyone fool you that World War III is not underway. However, as the war in the Middle East and Asia escalate, the people who are funding the wars in Africa are going to have to divert their resources. These African wars are going to dry up. because of the funding is going to dry up. The external booting is going to dry up as the major war intensifies and drags out. So what I'm talking about is not the sky is falling tomorrow night. We have to move. No, this could be over the next 10-year period. It's a battle of attrition, but it's going to be a continual escalation. It's going to be a continual hardship on the people. The rich are going to get richer. If you're in middle class or working class, they will group you into one pile. Um, Artificial intelligence is going to be reigning, getting rid of, they don't need the working class anymore to do all of these menial labor. So the population control agenda, it's like culling sheep or cattle for them. The people they're looking at it as conservation, wildlife management. That's how they look from people control. And war is part of that management plan. Famine, disease, pestilence, they're wielding them. This is when you see in the Revelation, it talks about the angels with the vials and they're wielding them. This is what's happening right now. Remember, angel mean messenger. So you have to use your spiritual lens to understand what's happening right now. And you have to prepare yourself, steel yourself. Can't afford passive Rasta. I want to big up Lion Pride on Patreon. We're 11 strong. Big up Freeway Dread, our latest Patreon member, joined with the family, the inner circle. Loaded up a performance in there. We're going to be loading up different content in there. We have our visit to the School of Vision. The Patreon Vision is going to be an extended look. The one that we release is going to be heavily edited because certain things we don't need to even push out there in the public so much. But for the inner circle, this is our time. And as I said, I want to build a community in the Patreon. I want to build, like mind, because right now is the time to connect with like minds. The people who don't agree, they're going to have to prove whatever their philosophy is. I mean, life is going to force them to prove it. In the meantime, yes, we disagree. The people of like minds need to come together. We need to interact. We need to build. I want my Patreon to be that place, the Lion Pride on Patreon, where like minds. I'm going to be pushing it for single Rastafari. We want some families to develop there. We're going to need to deal with blended families because we have brethren with youth, we have sistren with youth, they're single. Remember that Empress Menen had 4 youth and His Majesty had a youth. When they came together, they were a blended family. So, as a young Rasta, I always wonder, because if you're the Almighty, why you don't have the perfect situation? But then if you're coming as the Redeemer, the great example, the exemplar, you have to look at what the state of your people are. You have to be able to show them a path. So that's the path, and that's where we differ from, Red Pill and Manosphere and certain other doctrine out there as Rastafari brethren. We have to be prepared to deal with blended families and to go and redeem, these sistren who are good sistren but just have had, not the best circumstances, with brethren. But as we mature, as we know that they love Farai, they've held the liberty, I want the Lion Pride on Patreon to be a place where these sistren can go, find solid brethren, and vice versa. We'll have Pan-African family in there too. Nothing to say if you are a Rastafari, you can marry a Pan-African person or vice versa, Pan-African person marry Rastafari. So we never separate ourselves from the people since the movement started. So those are the type of family that we want in the Patreon. We have married people in the Patreon who are happily married, who can provide that counsel as well. So again, that family, we have elder ones in the Patreon, we have youth in the Patreon. And this is just with 11 in the Lion Pride on Patreon. And as I said, once I've reached out and said they're joining, they're getting ready to join. So again, we're gonna have different activities, again, exclusive content. All of the music is gonna go on the Patreon. So for those who want to support the Dejazmatch KWASI as the artist, All of that's going to be on the Patreon. And that's where we're going to use to build and to fund this network, because the direct to consumer, I don't want to depend on YouTube revenue, which has not been a lot, to be honest, because you need to get views in the thousands and thousands. That will come, and we're setting the foundation. But in the meantime, the best way is to have the people who love the content, who again invest that $5, $10, $15. What are you investing in Rastafari right now that is really edifying, that is helping to build and develop the nation? Again, it don't have to be the Lion Voice Network, but right now we have to be invested. As I'm watching this World War III unfold, as I'm watching, again, I'm looking at the passive, the part-time Rastafari, you Rasta on the weekend, but during the strong end, you don't mention His Majesty. He doesn't go through. You have to blend in at work. You do what you gotta do to survive. Is this how we want to live right now, family? The time has come for us to really rise and know the power of the world. I can tell the item right now that hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars is being generated off of Rastafari IP, Rastafari related blessings that have been brought into the world, and we control probably none of it or very little of it. There's no reason why I and I can't be living in our fullness. I'm a serious bedroom, and I want serious people in I and I circle. The Lion Pride are serious people. We're actionists. That means we're not just active. Active means you just move around. It can be anything. Action to I means that you have set a goal and you're taking an action toward it. It's a more definite term. Active, you're just active, Action, that's why I say actionist. We're making an action, we're moving to something, So as a Lion Pride, I want to cultivate a tribe, and every creative right now, that is how you have to set up your ecosystem. You have to have your direct to consumer, build your tribe, your community. Everything is about building communities. And I will gladly also join other communities out there, that are aligned with what I'm doing. And that's how we have to do, each one support one. What I want to do with the Lion Voice Network is to be able to sponsor Rastafari events. So I want to be able to generate enough to take care of I and I needs, I and I family needs, I and I needs of the channel, and then now be able to hire staff so that we have a first-rate multimedia Rastafari apparatus, and then now we can sponsor events and then bring those events, because we will need the content to show the family what is happening in Rastafari, the positive things that are happening in Rastafari, to tell our own story, to have exclusive interviews with frontline people, to have shows where we're dealing with the family, the rebuilding of the family, get into cartoons. Big up Sister Joanna, her artwork is featured. We just dropped a trailer for the Haile Selassie's Ethiopia book. My queen did the animation and the production for that. So you can see we're evolving the content. Don't feel like we're going to get stagnant. And if you haven't seen that commercial, just take it in.
The year is 1892, and the land of Ethiopia has been experiencing 4 years of terrible famine and drought. They call it the KWASI'S, or the evil days. At least 1/3 of the human population and 90% of the cattle have died. The hyenas have feasted on so many carcasses that they have become overweight and barely able to move. Just when the people could take no more of the evil days, a woman named Wasiro Yeshimabet is giving birth in a place called Erjersa Gora. This is her 9th attempt to bring forth new life. Her previous 8 attempts only resulted in death. Will this child live? Thankfully, a healthy baby boy is born. His first cries are drowned by thunder and lightning flashes across the night sky. The heavens open up and torrential rain starts to fall. Ethiopia's drought is over. and the baby boy is given the name Tafari, meaning one to be feared or respected. LIDJ Tafari's father, Ras Tafari, is a very important man in 1892 Ethiopia. Although he is overjoyed at the birth of his newborn son, he cannot spend much time with him. Ras Tafari is the governor of Harar and must get back to the famous walled city to deal with its affairs. Furthermore, he is the foreign minister of Ethiopia, and having traveled to different places in Europe, he is very aware of the material and military advances they have made and the looming threats they pose to his country. Ras Tafari knows that the majority of Ethiopians have no idea what is coming, and that he has to work that much harder to secure the realm. LIDJ Tafari would grow up to become the legendary emperor, Haile Selassie I. To understand his journey, we must first understand the Ethiopia that he was inheriting and what it was like when he was born in 1892. Get your copy of Kwesi Bansu's book, Haile Selassie I, Ethiopia, Volume 1, The Rise of the Priestly Warrior Kings, and increase your knowledge about the history, politics, and culture of Ethiopia in 1892, and how it connects to the rest of African and world history at the time. Haile Selassie I, Ethiopia, Volume 1 is available for purchase at www.bookmanexpress.pub. Please visit for more information.
So don't feel like we're going to get stagnant here on the channel. We're going to continue to evolve, to grow. We want to have cartoons, we want to have feature films, we want to do documentaries that are from a Rastafari perspective. And to fund all of that, I'm coming straight to I core family, I Pan-African family, because we don't want to have to compromise, go to the big. Yes, the sponsors will come, but we don't want to be beholden to any one or two companies tell us, oh, we don't like that, right? So don't do that. No, we want to have the family to fund that endeavor. So that is what the Patreon really represents for I. So if you have been on the fence, join us. Let us make this mighty. The work will speak for itself. I'm not a brethren. Again, we have over 500 pieces of content on this channel, so the work is there. You can see the work product, including visiting places, including the work that we're doing in the non-profit realm. So I'm not a brethren that you're going to invest capital and you're not going to see improvement. You're not going to see the thing grow. So we're saying become vested. And again, you might not like Lion Voice Network, might say that the Ras is too long-winded. The Ras tell jokes and them not funny. Ras, whatever. Find someone that you support and become invested. I don't want talk to, and when we're gathering, we need to ask these questions of each other. How are you invested? How are you, the money, yes, you're surviving, but how are you investing that money forward to the liberation plan to get us liberated? Because again, America is being drawn into this war. There's gonna be most likely suicide bombing. All of these countries that we're fighting have nationals that are here locally, so nobody feel like when the battle get hot, nothing's gonna happen here. In Jamaica and the Caribbean, we're heavily dependent on imported goods. So if we're not preparing in the islands in terms of food and water security, we're gonna feel it too. You're gonna have to still the island and take the mark of the beast and all of these things. This is serious, family. No matter where you are in creation, so we have to be connecting, join an organization, invest your dollars, give some contribution to ones who are doing works in your region. Every region have ones who are doing works. These are the people I'm bringing on the platform to reason with, so that you can see them. So any one of the people you see come on this platform, you can go search them on their media and support them. You don't have to support I. You know what I mean? Support someone. You have to become vested. And if you're a part-time passive Rastafari, the only thing we would ask is click the subscribe button. Just watch. Even by watching and peeping, you still give us strength. Again, to the algorithm and monetization and these things just by watching. So it's a win-win scenario, so we're not even a burn out the part-time and the passive. If you just want to watch, that's your work, that's appreciate love, and we have to still show gratitude. The thing I'm saying to the core family, and the core of Rastafari, know the root. I'm speaking to the root because I'm building this channel based on the root, because I'm a Naya Bingi. Man, the root, we deal with heartbeat, the do good. If you're part of the root, you need to spend. You need to use your dollar. You need to show that you're investing in the liberation, because without the capital, nothing is going to change. No one is coming to save us. It is up to us to do what we have to do. Again, the war is raging. Escalation is not going to stop. Israel has declared they're going to continue forward. The destruction that is coming will be unparalleled. America has been bombing the Houthis. The Houthis say them not take no talk. Every time America fire a missile at $1.8 million them a fire. The Houthis have some $2,000 drone with them a fire shot, and I stop the trade. The ships have to go around because it's now become an active war zone. This is the reality we're living in, family. So the question I ask again, are you vested? Are you invested? Are you still on survival? Are you sleeping? Are you still just working, coming home, playing video game, listening to some music, burn a spliff, burn a chalice, and you're not connecting with other ones, you're not making preparations, you're not linking with farmers? I have a network of farmers in the US. If anything happens, I jump in my vehicle with my family and I head south, go link the farmer brethren. Do you have that network, family? Right now, are you prepared? This is the question that I'm asking. I'm not going to come to the item with no fluff. You know what I mean? Serious times now. This is not a dress rehearsal. This is where we find out who, as Bob Marley say, are the real revolutionaries and who are joke. Don't spend your time with the joke of them. Big up the part-time and the passive Rastafari and passive and part-time Rasta them. But me not going to spend too much time with the item. The item watch and we give thanks. But you know, I go see I seat up with the item in this Armageddon time. It works right now. Family, I'm here to do the work. I'm asking the ones them join us in the Patreon. $5, $10, $25. Let us accelerate the pace. Big up Lion Pride. Big up the Lion Pride on Patreon. Appreciate love the item strength. Appreciate love each and every one of the item. Big up Empress Jeannie, Lion Love. Big up Sister Sela, Lion Love. Big up Sister Indy, Empress Indy. Touch my heart. We have more Lion Love. We're getting ready to drop more. Lion Law is going to be returning. We have Lion Talk. Some serious guest lineup. We're going to be dropping some heavy content for February, for Reggae Month. Stay tuned, family, because the time has come for the Lions to tell our own story. And this is the Lion Voice.
Lion Voice. Yeah. I'm a Gideon. Cataclysmic forces. Good over evil. Yeah, for the ghetto youth. Worldwide. I see the youths nowadays, they growing up. Wanna know the truth, they wanna know what's up. They got no fear now, they'll call you bluff. They asking questions cause they had enough. Why? Some gone stray cause times is tough. Some walk with the machine ready to bust. I'ma give you when things get dangerous. No, in the ghetto things get dangerous. On the battlefield, things get dangerous. Them carry RPG, M16. Got a problem to wipe out your whole team. For American dream, them get scandalous. Them put us into the ghetto, try abandon us. Cause we the remnant of the first sons of Kush. Warrior tribes, we not the ones that push. Just look into them history, see we rebellious. That's cause them systems so unjust. Take the shackles and chains, change them to handcuffs. Release your physical frame, them want your brain. Them a vampire looking for blood to drain. Haile, Selassie come and break every chain. Bob Marley tell them, now we tell them again, yo. We tell them this ain't a game, but this a Armageddon, you got to mentally train. Yeah, I tell them this ain't a game, or this is heaven on earth, or go burn in the flames. Yeah, I tell them this ain't a game, I say I gotta play your hate, cause some things gotta change. I tell them this ain't a game, or this a time for African people to rise. I tell them, earthquake, hurricane, tornado, the wind blows and bring the rains. I got the whole west coast in flames, melt the Arctic poles and flood the seas. Hurricane force winds blow down the trees. Whole earth feel the pain when the bombs release. Read your psalms, release David prophecies. Marcus Garvey said look to the east. Rastafari the Prince of Peace, and Haile Selassie I come conquer the beast, yo. They trap the youths with them luxuries to get the ladies. Gotta drive Mercedes, people killing babies, try to keep us down with AIDS. We descended from kings, now we surround with plague. Man, I kill them brother man to drive the escalates. I can't stand Babylon and all the mess they made. Teach the youths that them best when them rest in the grave. Wolf trick the lion, got the lion a shade. Can't reach Mount Zion unless you learn to behave. Got to stand firm cause these is perilous days. I tell them, we tell them this ain't a game, but this a Armageddon, you got to mentally train. Yeah, I tell them this ain't a game, or this is heaven on earth, or go burn in the flames. Yeah, I tell them this ain't a game, I say I gotta play your hate, cause some things gotta change. I tell them this ain't a game, or this a time for African people to rise.